Alright, so what's up guys? So we're out here on another run, out here doing this craziness for all you guys to simply sit back, watch, admire, and enjoy right as we make our way through the rain-filled abyss that we are running through. And you know, for us, we're just letting it go, right? Because so many people can see that it's raining outside or that it has rained and simply not want to go running, right? Give it up and quit. And you know, essentially you just have to let it go and continue going on your run. So without further ado, we are going to give you 4 ways or tips in order to just let go of things. Hey, very crucial, you know, in life, because so many people care so much, right? They put too much emphasis or stress onto, you know, simply non-important aspects. And that is reason or way number 1 as far as letting go. I simply stop caring about insignificant details, right? Say you know, are going to work, right? And you're there, you've been there for a couple months, couple years, and frankly, every day you're stressing yourself out. You're worrying about deadlines, whether or not your boss likes you, what they think about you, whether or not they're considering you for a raise. So you walk around there, you know, with your tail between your legs, right? If you've seen a dog do that. And, you know, essentially, that's not a good way to go about things, right? You simply have to let go, right? Because by you worrying so much about those deadlines and the opinions of other people, right, specifically your bosses and coworkers, you're gonna stress yourself out too much, right? All you have to worry about is your job, right? What it is that you're doing and your effort, right? Because if you're not doing your job and putting in the effort, then you have reason to worry. But you know, the rest is left up to chance occurrences, right? Because no matter who you are, as good as attention as you might have or great things you have done, right? Think of the Mother Teresa's in the world, Nelson Mandela's, right? Although there's certain, you know, good that many people agree that they did, there's a lot of people out there that don't like them for whatever reason it is. But you know, and it's okay, right? People have their differences in opinion, but what's inarguable is that those people simply had to let go of other people's thoughts of them, right? To get to where they were, to make the decisions that they made. Because if they didn't, people probably wouldn't know who they were. They wouldn't have done such noteworthy or achieved noteworthy things, right? So by simply letting go and not caring and going against the grain, right? Because so many people worry too much about acceptance, right? So they're forced to try to blend in, or they feel forced, right? Nobody's forcing you to do anything, of course. And you know, they try to conform, right, to everybody else's beliefs of them, right? And that could lead to such a huge fear mindset, right? So that is actually number 2 as far as letting go, right? And it's to make fear your friend, right? Why fear, right? Because that's the only thing you should fear, right? As you got caught a bit of a tongue twister or whatever, but you get the gist, right? So many people are afraid of so many things, but in reality, the only thing that they should fear is the fear itself, right? Forget which president spoke this. Feel free to remind me, but really understand that, right? Understand that fear is holding you back. But if you want to let go, you have to be fearless, right? And unhinged. Right? That's how so many of the people in this world have people remember their name. Right? The Conor McGregors of the world, Floyd Mayweathers come to mind. Right? Having that personality, right? That attitude of not caring so much about the outcome, what other people think about you, has led Conor McGregor to having, the amount, position that he is in today, having a remarkable fight career and all the eyes on him. But if he simply worried so much about what other people thought about him, he probably wouldn't have even became a fighter, because I bet you $1 million along his way of achieving what he wanted, people doubted him, right? People didn't want to see him as a fighter, or they couldn't see him as one, right? They may not have had the worst of intentions, right? They may have wanted to protect him and his security, right? Because fighting can seem, becoming a professional fighter can seem like something risky and crazy and nearly impossible, right? And that's true, right? Because it's so hard to get there. But if you lose that fear, especially a failure, you are going to be able to let go and be yourself, right? Be memorable, right? Like Floyd Mayweather was, right? Because Floyd, throughout the years, had you train and train and train to where he was, right? And so many people wanted him to box a particular way, but he stayed true to himself. And that's the third reason, as far as letting go is concerned, right? Floyd in particular wasn't fearful of other people, other coaches that wanted him to fight a certain way. He knew what he wanted to do, right? And this is reason number 3, that being true to yourself. He figured out and knew, his way of fighting, which is a defensive one. He has certain stances, certain ducks that he does that many fighters don't do, right? They're rare, but they are true to Floyd, right? They are what he feels comfortable doing, and by doing that, by following in that guidance, he is essentially letting go, letting the other influences, other people influences on him, not bother him, right? He's staying true to himself. Even another example comes to mind. When I played baseball, I would go to bat and I would have one coach tell me to keep my hands up high, another coach tell me to keep them down low, and another coach tell them to put them in the middle of those two, right? Only one really can be right? But there's no specific right answer, only the one for you that makes you feel the best, right? Just like every question they ask Conor McGregor in an interview, he could either answer it arrogantly, he could answer it nicely, politely, or quite vulgar. But he just answers it to the best of his abilities. He follows it. He does what's true to himself, and it's honest. You can see it in every question that is asked of him, pretty much. And that's why people admire him, they follow him, they realize that he is himself, regardless of whether people like him or not, right? So powerful, so inspirational, because he could go and try to please everyone, but he knows that he is not. So that is essentially reason number 4, is that you can't please everyone, right? Everyone has different visions of you and where they see you, right? What would make them happy that you do, right? That sounds crazy, that sounds foolish, right? They push their beliefs onto you and so forth, but so many people do this, right? It's unfortunate, it's sad, because we are our own individuals. No one's living our life for us, although they may teach us certain aspects and tricks. The decisions ultimately come down to us, but in how we in particular can make the most of our life. And you know, essentially really think about that, right? Think about the choices you make and whether or not you are acting on your own accord. So doing these 4 things, you're going to be able to let go, right? Let go of people's opinions, what they may think, what they may feel about you, and simply live your own life, right? Not pleasing everybody, and that's okay. So, you know, as always, we say thank you very much for watching, and bye.